Well, hello there. Yeah, what's up with it? What is going down? Happy Saturday, everybody. Honey, oh my goodness. Man, oh man. I know I'm earlier than I usually am, and I do apologize, but I just could not wait to talk to y'all. It is some shit going down, okay? Whoa. But happy Valentine's Day to all the lovers that can hear the sound of my voice. I'm gonna get y'all up out of here so y'all can do some freaky frog stuff, okay? But happy afternoon. Y'all make sure when y'all come in the building, smash the like button. All things, hey baby, Miss Joette, security. I feel safer already. Okay, Ricky A. Hey, how you doing, baby? Make sure y'all smash that like button. Let's go ahead and get into this shit. Now, y'all know, as usual, I wouldn't be mother if I did not tell y'all what was happening with some of these crazy, crazy boys. So we're going to run through the news. We're going to run through the upcoming fights the rest of this month. And then we're going to get into some nonsense. You know, mother smells mutiny afoot, and I have to address it. So first, we will start with, of course, the news. Now, there is some scary shit going on around here. I don't know what is happening, honey. But apparently, Jihad Tucker has decided to withdraw from the Yoneli Hernandez fight talks to pursue a possible fight with, I guess, a less dangerous opponent, Sanja Akau. Now, this is still going to be on the undercard, supposedly of Fundora and Thurman, if they can get all of this crap together. Now, don't fret and cry for Yoneli because he is going to be facing a Terrell Gusha. I guess, they had a replacement lined up in the event that Jihad Tucker decided to go in a different direction. So we will see what happens with that fight if that shapes up for the undercard of Fundora and Thurman. I mean, I would suggest they better have them conversations rather quickly because, as we know, that card is due to take place, I believe, next month, if I'm not mistaken. I got to pull my list of fights out. But I'll get to that when I do the upcoming fights. So that's for Jahid Tucker. He's decided to go in a different direction, honey. So we'll see what he decides to do. Okay. As far as Lester Martinez, let me see what he got going on. I saw some crap on him too. Okay. Now, remember I showed y'all this, right, last week, how he petitioned the WBC for the rematch, or at the very least, an interim shot. Well, he is now going to be facing Emmanuel Alim, okay? Now, the winner will be first in line for Billy, okay? Obviously, Billy, he was elevated when Bud Crawford, got all the belts, then dropped them like a hot potato. Okay, so they're fighting for the vacant, I believe, the WBC interim title, and we'll see. Whoever wins obviously gets to face Billy. So I guess he just sitting around waiting, honey, see who his next op gonna be. I'm sure he'll be watching that fight rather closely too. Okay, now this is what I found most interesting. Mr. Footloose himself, right? And remember last year, he asked for all them damn extensions. Then we seen his ass doing the Macarena somewhere. Well, he is being demanded now by the WBC to defend his heavyweight title against Ajit Kabiel, okay, which obviously he's the interim champ in the heavyweight division, or he will be stripped. Okay, now this comes obviously after he's vacated the WBO when he was ordered to defend his belt against Wardley. Remember, we saw him drop it then, but he still has the WBA, the WBC, and the IBF belts, right? Now, Kabiel has 27-0, so we will see what Alexander Usyk decides to do. Y'all know he don't like demands, honey, and he will drop that belt in a second. So we're going to wait and see what he does moving forward, and I will keep y'all in the loop with that too. Now, one of these gentlemen that we are going to talk about heavily today, we have some information on him. So now, obviously, we saw, Ryan Garcia. He's made, he's called out Shakur Stevenson. And if y'all didn't see it, let me play it real quick.
Go from Barrios to Shakur.
Oh, like straight to it.
Yeah.
What 47?
44.
You're making 44.
I'll make a whole division called 44. Me and Shakur.
44.
He said he'd do it.
No rehydration. No.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's a huge fight too.
Yeah, and I know he's confident. So let's run it.
Obviously, Shakur saw that, and he has accepted Ryan's call out for the catch weight of 144. He wants VADA involved. Obviously, he wants stringent drug testing for Ryan Garcia based on his situation that happened with Devin Haney. Now, y'all know how I feel about all of that kind of dead crap, but we're gonna move right along from this chump to the next person that we need to talk about. Now, if they fight, they fight. I'm gonna get into that later. Not right now. Right now, we're into the news. So Ryan Garcia, okay, he missed weight. What a fucking surprise, right? So Ryan Garcia was fined 5,000 for missing his 14-day WBC safety rule check-in. Okay. In other words, Ryan didn't send his video, I guess, of him being within his 5% above the 147 contracted limits before the upcoming Barrios fight. So his ass was fined $5,000. Now, Mario Barrios sent his in, so Mario Barrios is good, honey. But Ryan, obviously, he missed the weight check-in, which is not a good sign. Obviously, this close to the fight, he hadn't sent in his video, so we don't know what the hell that signifies, right? But if we know Ryan, you know he's up to probably his Ryan shenanigans. Okay, so we're gonna see. Now, something else that we're going to talk a little bit about today, but it's a part of the news for right now. We'll go a little bit deeper into it a little later. This damn restraining order, honey, and yes, mother has the paperwork. Golden Boy Promotions had an emergency hearing for a temporary restraining order, okay, against Vergil Ortiz, which is going to obviously prevent him from, I guess, entering into a third-party contract to fight Jerron Boots. And it's now, all of this is just ghetto, okay, and it smells of foolishness. It smells of pure foolishness, and we're going to break that down just a little bit later. But let me finish with this damn news, because I got a few things I want to say about this. And we're gonna look at the contract. So I'm gonna pull up that TRO while I break down what it actually means for this particular fight coming up, or that we thought would be coming up. Now, of course, my boo, you know, the real monster, the real nigga running around here looking for the real smoke. Okay, David Benavidez, baby, he has him a 3-fight hit list. Okay, he wants Zerto, talk about it. Then he wants Bivol, and then he wants Beterbiev. Now, David Benavidez is, y'all know that he is, to me, the epitome of what a true champion does and is. He always goes after the biggest and the best fights. He does not pretend that he wants the biggest and the best fights. He actually makes them. Okay. Anybody that people think as a collective is a top op for him, or anybody that's doing their thug thizzle in his division, he wants to face them, because that's how he measures himself against the best. Okay. So we're gonna, we're just gonna do a real quick round of applause for my homie Benavidez. Because he moving how you supposed to move in this damn sport. Okay, so shout out to him. I hope he makes all those fights, and mother will be right there cheering him on, honey. Let's go, David. Let's get him. Let's show these rest of these boys how the shit is really done. Okay. Oh my goodness. Now, I also saw something else that I thought was extremely interesting, and maybe we'll break it down a little bit deeper a little later. Brian Norman Jr. is looking to make his ring return, okay, probably in May, if I'm not mistaken, and he will have a new trainer. So, it looks like he did make a decision now. I don't know if that new trainer is Derek James, although remember we did see him, down there working with Derek James. I think that's a pretty decent fit. He fits Brian's like style of fighting. Derek, I've always been a fan of Derek James. I know a lot of people with the last outing from Spence, that left kind of a sour taste in Derek James's mouth, but you cannot win them all, first of all. And let's not forget that he had been with Errol Spence since the beginning of his career, with all of those wins and all of those accomplishments. So we can't throw, everything that he's helped EJ accomplish in the trash because he lost, that last fight. EJ, in my opinion, those car crashes, the retina tear, all that wear and tear on his body, you know what I'm saying? Things like that, staying at a weight class way too long, all of those things contributed to that particular ending result. And you know what it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think necessarily we can disregard his whole entire time spent with Derek James because of one fight. So I don't know. That's just my thoughts on the situation. But I don't know exactly who he has selected. But if it is Derek James, good for him. Whoever it is, you know what I'm saying? He'll be back bigger and stronger, and I can't wait to see him. I just can't wait. Now I know I told y'all last week about this little purse bid situation that Bivol has going on. Bivol and his mandatory at farts. Now they have extended this damn purse bid again. Remember, it was like the 3rd, and then it was supposed to be the 10th, and then the 13th. Well, now, okay, the purse bid has been rescheduled again for February 20th. They are giving, I guess, each side ample opportunity to kind of work things out and get things figured out before they just go ahead and say, listen here. Okay, so they are trying to finalize the deal, I guess, the best way they can. So I will keep y'all posted on when that gets made, if it gets made, or if they extend the shit again. We will all know when Mother knows. But as far as the news, that is all I have. Let me see who else I'm strolled up in here before I get into the upcoming fights. Hey, Jamie, how you doing, baby? Happy Saturday. Happy Valentine's Day, for sure. I hope everybody's having an amazing day. It's still cold where I am. I'm in Jersey, but it ain't as cold as it usually is. So maybe that's a sign of good things to come. I did hear something about some more damn snow. I hope not, because Lord have mercy, I don't want it. Mother don't want no more damn snow. But let's get into some of these upcoming fights, okay? Now, obviously, I told y'all for whatever reason, y'all love that damn Zuffa crap. So for those of y'all who will be watching tomorrow, on Zuffa, I did tell y'all before. Here's the full card, for the the full card for the card tomorrow. F.A. Ajagba, obviously, we know in the main event against Charles Martin. This is a 10-round heavyweight fight. It does start at 8 p.m. on Paramount. Okay. Abel Majay is on this card. Umar, I really don't know a lot about these other gentlemen on this card. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to familiarize myself with it, and see what's going on. But I am gonna watch it because I do want to see F.B. Ajagba. So I'm gonna see how he looks. His first showing on Zuffa. He's been out of the ring obviously for quite some time. So we'll see. We'll see what he got going on. And then we're going to talk a little bit more in detail about this headline card just in a little bit, but just so that we get the fight cards out of the way. The 21st, we have Mario Barrios versus Ryan Garcia for the WBC welterweight title. Also on that card, as we know, Richardson Hitchens versus Oscar Duarte for the IBF welterweight. Gary Antoine Russell is facing his mandatory and Andy Hiroka on that card. Frank Martin is back, baby. Yes, Frank Martin is back against Nair Albright. That's going to be a 10-rounder. And then Beck Namir is versus Akabo on that card as well. So that is Saturday. That is next week as well. That Saturday is jammed packed with fights. We have Sandy Ryan back in the ring. Okay, she's going against Carla Zamora. This is going to be for the WBC Women's Junior Welterweight belts. Okay, so excuse me. Also, if you guys are in the Maryland area, there is a local card with the headliner being, I believe it is Scooter Davis. Yes, Jetta Promotions also on the 21st. Okay. If you're in the Maryland area, like I said, this is going to be at the Casino and Hotel in Hanover, Maryland. All right, live probably 8 p.m. Jetta Promotion. So if you guys are in that area and you want to go take in a card, there you go. Now, on the 22nd, okay, I believe I found her full card. I thought I had it back here. I'm so sorry. Maybe I didn't. But this child. Oh, wait, did I miss one on the 21st? I think this is on the 21st, is it? No, that's the 27th. Okay, I'm good. So on the 22nd, we have Clarissa Shields versus Franchon Cruz Design. Now, obviously, we know through the build-up of this whole entire fight, no, there's been not a lot of buzz. There has not been, outside of them on their own respected platforms, talking about this fight. I mean, they've done some interviews here and there, talking about this fight. But I came across something from Franchon Cruz, and it really kind of made me think. So I'm gonna just play this real quick, and then we're gonna talk about it.
I don't want to, Demetri, I respect you and I appreciate it. But when they're making posts with my face on it as a two-time unified, the first undisputed super middleweight champion, and I can't even get my name mentioned, I can't get tagged in it until I make a fuss about it, that's disrespect. That's very disrespectful. I'm a world champion. I'm good in any hood. I go to the UK, get love. I got a lot of love in Detroit, believe it or not.
So that was her, I guess, talking to Dimitri Salita about not being respected on this card. And then I remember previously when we talked about, that press conference that she had with Franchon, and Franchon got up there and basically said the same thing, that everybody is sleeping on her. Everybody's making this all about Clarissa Shields, forgetting that she's there as well. And if I'm not mistaken, she's also being promoted by Salita Promotions. So it would just benefit him to promote both of those fighters in a better fashion. But she, Franchon has always been the one to stand up for herself. I've always, really like Franchon Cruz. She's amazing. She also does clothing design. She also sings. She's very funny. I don't know if y'all follow her on Instagram, but she does these like funny training videos. So, it would have benefited him more to focus on Franchon as well, to kind of give a little bit of more positive press, because if we're being honest, we know that Clarissa, she doesn't really yield a lot of positive press as of late. You know what I mean? So I understand her frustration. But what's left for her to do is just show up and show out. You know what I'm saying? If they sleeping on you, all you got to do is wake them up, right? Or shit, let them sleep. You know what I'm saying? But that fight is also next week, on the 27th, no, the 22nd. And I am going to definitely tune into that fight, because I just want to see what each of these women bring to this particular fight. It is another rematch, so we'll see. The 27th, this is the Pro Box card that I accidentally played before. That's my bad. But the Pro Box card, obviously featuring René Tellez Dron. This is the young man who fought, what's that boy named? Floyd Schofield. So I want to see how he does against Luis Torres. So that is on the 27th. On the 28th, we have the Emmanuel Navarrete fight versus Eduardo Nunez. And this is for the WBO and the IBF Junior lightweight unification. Okay, Tamar Smalls versus Abel Ramos is also on that card. Emiliano Vargas versus Agustin Quintera is also on this card. That's going to be on the 28th. Okay, also on the 28th, there's a lot of cards on the 28th too. We have Elijah Pierce, my boy. He's back in the ring and he is on Prime Video. He's going to be against Lorenzo Pera. Also on that card is Bryce Mills versus Tobias Green. Manny Jamel Pacquiao Jr. He does not have an op yet. At least I couldn't find one. And also on that card, Mayweather is bringing him out the bushes, honey. Carmel Moulton is on that card, and his opponent is yet to be announced as well. So those are the cards that we have lined up for the remainder of the month. And then y'all know by the next live or whatever, I'll have the cards for March lined up so we can keep it flowing and keep it going. Now, now that we are done with the news, let's get into some shit, shall we? First up, I need to breathe because this young man boils my damn blood. Okay. We're going to start with the Haney hustle. Okay? The dream or the scheme. I'll let y'all be the judge once I lay out my damn case. Okay? Boy. Now, obviously, y'all know that Bill Haney is my arch enemy. Okay? But I try to be at least fair to Devin, right? I try. I do my best. No, y'all don't believe me. Hey, Miss Altruistic Baby, how you doing? No, nobody believe me. Well, that's fine. Damn it, I don't care. Let's get into this shit. Devin Haney would have you to believe that he is chasing greatness. He tells us, I want the biggest fights. I want all the smoke. But when you actually look at the timeline, that math ain't mathing. And I'm nobody's damn fool. Okay? Let's look at this nigga resume. Okay? He moves to 140. Does he fight the killers at that weight? No. He fights Regis Prograis. No disrespect, Regis. No disrespect. A man who, let's be honest, looked like he was fighting underwater in his previous fights. Okay? Haney saw a faded champion, y'all say what the hell y'all want, and grabbed a belt. Strategic? Yes. The best? No. Then he signs to fight Ryan. Why? Because he thought it was a lick. He thought it was an easy money against a guy having a mental breakdown, because we all know Ryan crazy. Not crazy. I don't want to use that word. He struggles with mental health. Okay? But we all know how that easy work turned out. Now, obviously, he got run over by a train. He tried to rob. Now, we know what happened with that fight. We're not going to rehash that. Let's fast forward. Watch the welterweight move, right? This is the part that the fans do not, his fans, the ones running around on this internet trying to bite us. They don't want to acknowledge this, right? They don't want to admit it. Now, last year in May, we saw Devin fight Ramirez in Times Square. But notice the fine print. You know, mother likes that fine print. That was not a full welterweight fight. It was at 144-pound catchweight. That wasn't an invasion of a division. That was Devin dipping his toe in the water to see if it was safe. Okay? All while the sharks in that division, Jerome Boots Ennis, okay, to see if he was still patrolling that 147-pound waters. See, I'm not no fool. They cannot fool me. I'm sitting around here putting all this shit together in my mind, thinking to myself, I am not crazy. I know what the hell I be seeing, and I know what the hell I be talking about. People just try to make me think I'm crazy. Okay? He kept one foot out the door for a reason. Now, during what they claim was some sort of negotiations between him and Jerome Boots Ennis, he was offered a catch weight of 152 pounds. It was a fair compromise. But Devin said no. His specific excuse was that his body couldn't make that jump. Now, y'all all seen that nigga. Y'all all seen him. His body couldn't make the jump? Interesting. He also claimed he could not safely fight at 152 pounds without testing himself at 147 pounds first. Cool. That makes sense to me. I ain't even mad at that. But he hid behind the science of his body not being ready, right, as a reason he didn't take that fight. But now, let's fast forward. What was that? June, I think it was June 17th or 18th of last year. Boots, he announced on his Instagram that he was officially moving up to 154 pounds. He vacated his titles in July, made his debut to 154 in October. We all seen what he did to the Lima man. Suddenly, the coast is clear. You know? Miraculously, Devin Haney's concern for his body not being ready now is openly targeting Xander Zayas at a full 154 pounds? Think about it. You turn down the killer at 154 pounds to fight at 152, right? Because it was too much weight. But now you're willing to jump straight at 154 pounds, 2 pounds heavier to fight Xander? Why? Because in the same breath, you're on social media calling Xander Zayas food. Easy work. That's what he called my little baby. He called him food. Easy work. Right? This is what he said. This is what he said about my little baby. Y'all know how I feel about Xander? This is what he said about my little baby. Okay? Now, let's look at who he isn't calling out at 154 pounds. Because y'all love to tell me how Devin Haney really like that. He looking for all the biggest and the baddest and all that other shit. Bullshit. Where's the energy for Sebastian Fundora? Huh? the towering WBC champion. Where's the call out for Tim Tszyu? Where's the call out for Vergil Ortiz? He isn't chasing the champions or the killers. He's exclusively targeting the youngest name on the block that he thinks he can outbox. Are y'all? I feel like I'm the only person that sees this type of shit. And don't give me that nonsense about, oh, Rolly Romero turned him down, Crocker didn't want it. Stop it. Okay? You are Devin Haney. You are a multi-weight champion. Rolly Romero is not turning down a payday with you unless the offer was a joke. Okay? And let's be honest, you're not no real draw like that. Okay? These are convenient excuses to avoid the real threats while looking busy. We all know what type of time Bill Haney is on. Okay? He's not chasing greatness, folks. He's chasing leverage. And I be feeling like I'm the only one who see that shit sometimes. And I be feeling like I'm crazy. Okay? But here's what my little baby had to say to him. Now, it's in Spanish, so we're going to translate after, okay?
Para nosotros, cuando Devin es más pequeño que tú.
Devin
¿Cuánto
Haney
más pequeño?
es un peso más pequeño que yo. Haney pelea en 47.
Okay.
Pero sí, es como tú dices, yo pienso que al papá le gusta el sonido más que al hijo. Le gusta estar en el ojo público más que al mismo hijo. Y pues después, obviamente, él tenía que salir y decir algo para no hacer lucir al papá como un ridículo. Yo sí, Sanders ya tiene 2 títulos. Tú sabes que tengo 2 títulos. Tú sabes que me los gané. Porque también puso, Sanders ya tiene 2 títulos. Tú sabes que los tengo. No tienes que preguntarlo. Es como que es obvio. Es gracioso realmente porque Devin Haney no lo conozco. Nunca he compartido con él tampoco. No sé cómo es su personalidad, pero por lo que demuestra es un payaso, un llorón. No le gusta perder. Le dieron en la cara los otros días y pues por poco llora, demandó y todo.
Wow, sí.
So now, here we have it, okay? Xander basically said Devin is 1 pound smaller than him, okay? He's worrying about Xander's 2 belts, which is obviously what we've seen, but he earned those belts, okay? He said Devin has no personality. He's a clown and a crybaby. Now, all those things are co-signed by Mother, by the way, okay? But this is my point, right? I will bring y'all back to my original question. Is it the dream or is that nigga running a scheme? Okay. These are the questions that I ask. And I only ask them not to you crazed Haneyacks who run around here trying to bite us. I'm talking to real people with a real damn brain in their head that possibly can see the same things I see. Or if I'm crazy, y'all tell me I'm crazy. But I'm telling you right now, he's not going after real threats. He's only trying to make it look like he is. I am so sick and tired of these smoke and mirror bits with these boys. I literally all day was like, you know what? I cannot wait until this era of boxing is over. Because these boy, oh boy, oh boy. These boys are so concerned with an O being on their record and making it look like they're taking tough opposition rather than actually taking tough opposition. That annoys me to no end. You have no idea. But we're going to move on from Devin. And y'all let me know, is he the dream or is he trying to run a scheme on us? We are not fools, okay? Well, some of y'all, I don't know what's happening with some of y'all, but I ain't no damn fool. I'll tell you that much. That's for damn sure. Darren, I'm sick of you, honey. I don't know why you always over here bothering Mother with your foolishness, but I'm going to tell you right now. You and some people that clearly think like you, y'all want me to believe that Devin Haney wants to fight the best. Then why has he not called out any other name at 154 since now all of a sudden his tummy feels better and he can jump his ass up to 154? Take your ass up there and fight Boots. Take your ass up there and fight Vergil. Take your ass up there and fight Fundora. Take your ass up there. They champions. You on a belt hunt, right? That's what you say. They champions. Call one of them out. See how quickly they tax that ass. So sick of y'all. I don't know what to do. Ooh. Anyway, moving on. We are going to talk about this other young man that has been getting on my nerves for quite a while. Now, I know that some of y'all think that I protect Ryan. I do not. I was just satisfied with his performance last year on April 20th. But if we're being honest, this is the most unprofessional nigga in the sport if we're keeping it real. Okay. Now, I'll say King Ryan, right? Sure. He does not believe that the rules clearly apply to his ass. Okay. We have to be honest about one thing, though. Ryan Garcia is one of the biggest draws in the sport. That is just a fact. This is why he can lose, act erratic, and still get back-to-back main events and title shots. Okay? The network needs his numbers, and the sanctioning bodies, well, hell, they need his fees. You know what the name of the game is, baby. Money, 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 money. He is the golden goose, and because of that, he has developed a dangerous habit, paying his way out of professionalism. Now, I just told y'all that his ass missed weight again and had to pay that $5,000. Let's look at the receipts, because that isn't the first time, obviously, that we've been here with Ryan Garcia. I told y'all last week, or probably the week before, Ryan ass ain't made weight since 2021. Look it up. That nigga ain't been on weight since 2021. Okay, this is a pattern. Remember last year in the Devin Haney fight, the contract was signed at 140, a championship fight where he could have been a champion, but what does he do? He shows up at 143.2. This is 3.2 pounds over that limit. Okay, that's not a mistake. That is an entire weight class shift. But again, this is what he does. He casually paid Haney, I think it was like $600K or something, like 1.5. I don't know. It ended up being something like that, $600K or 1.5. If the numbers is off a little bit, my bad, y'all. I think it was that though, because wasn't it like something per pound or something? Anyway, according to some reports, just to avoid the drain of those final pounds, he paid him, right? He bought an advantage. That's what you usually call it, right? He turned a title fight into a catchweight exhibition because he knew he couldn't make the weight, or whatever the case may be. He didn't feel like making the weight anymore. Okay. And even before that, when he fought Oscar Duarte, he fought him at a catchweight 143. Do you see the pattern? He constantly operates in this gray area where he refuses to make the championship limit unless forced. Now, even when he fought Tank, he complained endlessly about the rehydration clause, but that was the only time he actually made it, because Tank's team put the financial handcuffs on him and would not cut them off. Now, fast forward to today. He is facing Mario Barrios for the WBC welterweight title. And what does he do? I just told y'all. The MFer skips the mandatory WBC weight check. They fine him $5K. $5,000 to a guy making millions. This is less than a tip at dinner for him. Okay? That fine was a damn joke, Mauricio. It sends basically a message to every young fighter that, listen, if you're rich enough, the rules don't apply to you. He's treating the safety protocols of the sport like a damn parking ticket. Ryan Garcia getting on my damn nerves. Okay? But here's where the king is making a fatal mistake, in my opinion. He isn't just disrespecting the rules, because we know Ryan don't give a damn about the rules. He's disrespecting Mario Barrios. I played y'all the clip where he says after Barrios, he wants Shakur, right? Like he's completely disregarding Mario Barrios, right? So let's see. Where was that? Yeah.
Go from Barrios to Shakur.
Oh, like straight to it.
Yeah.
What 47?
44.
You're making 44.
I'll make a whole division called 44. Me and Shakur.
44.
He said he'd do it.
No rehydration. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a huge fight too.
Yeah, and I know he's confident, so let's run it.
So y'all see that, right? Y'all see that? So he's completely overlooking Barrios. And this is where my issue with some of these fighters come in. And y'all, I don't know how to describe it. It's like one thing where you be like, you extra confident, and it's another thing to just completely overlook a motherfucker, right? So Ryan thinks that Barrios is just another op, right? A stationary target he can just blow over with the left hook, right? He thinks he can skip the weight cuts, come in heavy, and bully what he thinks is going to be a smaller man. But I think we need to look a little closer, because Mario Barrios is not a blown up lightweight. Mario Barrios is a legit like welterweight champion. What is he, like 6'1"? I think he has like a 70 or a 71-inch reach or something like that. He's technically sound, he's patient, and he's arguably one of the most disciplined fighters Ryan has faced since Luke Campbell. Now, I know some of y'all like to shit on Mario Barrios, and I know why, but we're not going to go down that road. We're talking about something else right now, okay? I want you to go back and watch, what was that? Barrios versus Thurman, right? This nigga, once upon a time Thurman, right? That was a fight to me where Barrios showed us who he really is, right? Like Keith Thurman, obviously, he's a throwback fighter. He's one of the hardest punchers possibly in the welterweight history. Okay, he hit Barrios with everything. And according to the CompuBox, Thurman landed, what was that, 181 power punches, right? Like he rocked Mario Barrios multiple times, right? So that I'm not sitting up here acting like, Barrios is no goddamn thoroughbred by no means, but he you have to put him down. If you put him down, you know what I'm saying? He cut him, he battered him, but Mario Barrios did not fold. He stayed in the pocket, he kept his high guard, and he fired back. He went 12 hard rounds with one-time Thurman, once upon a time, what I call his ass, and never stopped trying to win. You know what I'm saying? Then look at the fight he had with who's that? Madonna. Barrios fought with one eye completely swollen shut, right? Like for half of the damn fight. Most fighters would have looked the other way. They would have gotten up out of there. Barrios, he made his adjustments. He started breaking Madonna down. Body shots, taking over the late rounds with grit, right? Barrios doesn't need to be flashy because he has fundamentals. Y'all may not respect his fundamentals, but he has more than Ryan ass. Ryan relies on speed and chaos. Barrios, he relies on that high guard with a stiff jab, and he loves them body shots. If Ryan Garcia misses weight again, which, the writing is on the wall, and comes in that he thinking he could muscle Barrios around, he could possibly be walking into a damn trap, okay? Barrios is a pressure fighter, too, who doesn't fold. Right? If Ryan's gas tank starts to fade in the second half of the fight, like it always does when he cuts corners in camp, Barrios is going to be right there in his chest, breaking them damn ribs down. Now, Ryan can treat this fight like a victory lap all he wants to, but he better get serious because this is his second opportunity at a title shot again. Okay, and we don't know how many more opportunities like this he will get. This is not going to be a coordination. This is a collision. And if Ryan Garcia thinks his Instagram followers can block a left hook to the liver, he is going to be in for a very long night. Also, we've seen Ryan Garcia quit, okay, multiple times. So he just better be, y'all can say that Mario Barrios sucked, but who's better? You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. And so did Ryan, Darren. So what are you talking about? You stop it. Y'all kill me. Anyway, my point is this. Ryan shouldn't be looking past him for any damn reason. You should never look past your opponent because that's how you get your ass slept. That's the point. Hey, DJ baby. Yeah, that's true. I don't know if you heard the beginning of my conversation. Ryan is definitely one of boxing's biggest stars. This is explaining why he got 2 back-to-back title opportunities. But hopefully he starts to seize these opportunities and take them more seriously. But it does not look like he will be doing that since, as I said, he's already missed the goddamn weight check. And so we'll see. Okay, we'll see. He was fined the $5,000. We'll see what happens from here. Hopefully, when it's time to actually get on the scale and do maybe whatever they call the ceremonial weigh, and he'll be on task. But knowing Ryan Garcia, he won't be, so we'll see. Maybe he's another one that need to move his ass up. I don't understand how you move up to a different weight class and still miss the weight. I've said this for a while with these boys. I want them to go back to same day weigh-ins, and maybe that'll make things just a little bit better for all of us. Because these weight games that these boys play, I'm just not sure what the hell is going on with them. But anyway, that's that on Ryan punk ass. Now, as I said to y'all earlier, right? Let's get into a little bit of this TRO shit. So, I don't know if y'all know about this, but they did Golden Boy is he went and filed an emergency TRO, right? For months, y'all know we've been told the fight between Vergil Ortiz and Jerron Boots Ennis was being marinated, and don't give up hope and all this other shit. I feel like I'm listening to a Martin Luther King speech. I have a damn dream. That's where I feel like we are now with this foolishness. Okay, because every time I turn around, it's another excuse and it's some more bullshit. Okay, but now I did read the documents. I do have them. Hold on, I'm gonna pull them up right now. Y'all make sure y'all smash the like button and make sure y'all are supporting the channel as well. Let me tell you something, Fire. We'll talk later. I don't have time for you. My God, did I buy aspirin? If I ain't got no aspirin, I ain't open up this damn panel because y'all ain't gonna drive me crazy today. Where's the lawsuit? Hold on a second. Here we go. Okay. So I don't know if y'all can see mama's screen. Hold on a second. Okay. So here goes this little lawsuit that they done filed yet again. Okay. In conjunction with, what they already had going to hell on over there. Obviously we know that, what was that? Last month, Vergil, he took out a lawsuit. He basically took out a lawsuit, but anyway, this is about the TRO that was just put in place that was granted by a Nevada judge, right? So it legally halts basically all the negotiations for the Boots Ennis fight and prohibits Vergil from signing any third-party contract. Now, the fight is currently dead in the water. That's what I'm basically reading, right? But don't get it twisted. Don't fall for the narrative that Vergil is just some poor trapped victim in Oscar's dungeon, honey. This is a 3-man con job. I guarantee it. I call it the Trinity of Fear. Okay. Now let's break down who's really responsible for killing this biggest fight. Now, remember I did that video and I was trying to figure out, Darren, I'm gonna have security put your ass up out of here. Y'all saw my video that I did. Who's really killing the fight, right? If I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I think they all in cahoots. Okay, I think that it is Oscar. I think that it is Vergil, and I think that it's Rick Merigian's bald-headed ass. Okay, for whatever reason, they have. I don't know why they're going to do this elaborate scheme, but they are. Right, the promoter, which we know is Oscar and Golden Boy, he walked into the courtroom. He argued that if Vergil fought Boots without them, they would suffer. And I quote the legal document here: "Irreparable harm." Okay, let me translate that. Irreparable harm doesn't mean Vergil gets hurt. It doesn't mean the sport suffer. It means Oscar's wallet gets hurt. Okay, Oscar knows that Boots Ennis is a high-risk nightmare for Vergil. He knows Vergil likely loses that fight. Okay. He used the legal system to put a padlock on his golden goose to protect his investment. Now, listen, I told y'all this before. Oscar is down bad and he is scrambling. We've already went through the stars that he had potentially under his umbrella, and they've all been picked off in the last year and a half or 2 years slowly, right? Ryan Garcia, he's still holding afloat, I guess, but he has losses on his record, and for whatever reason, people, he still has a large fan base, so he still does bring in some money, but he can't be controlled by Oscar, right? And Oscar knows that. Ryan is very erratic, and Oscar knows that. Kid Austin, he's not ready, and he's unreliable. That whole scandal with the Shakur thing, I don't know what the hell that was about, but he's pulled out of 2 fights last year alone, so he's unreliable. Okay, Zepeda, he lost to Shakur. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, really only star they got over there now is probably Gabby. Shit. The rest of them, I don't even know. But back to this damn lawsuit. Okay. So, also, the manager, I told y'all Rick Merigian, right? Where is Rick, right? Like, he just kind of disappeared, right? The man who tweets, I told y'all 50 damn times a day with his 4-page letters. When it's about a tune-up fight, is suddenly very quiet about the details. A manager's job is to navigate these contracts before they end up in court. Rick Meridian has been playing both sides, hyping up a fight he knew couldn't happen under the current contract, using Boots' name for clout, while knowing the legal handcuffs were always there. Now, I've often said to myself, Rick Meridian is extremely invested, and I get it. You know, you've been with somebody for a long time. You are mutually invested in their career, but he was just a little too invested for me. Okay. Also, where the hell is Vergil? I ain't heard a peep out of him in I don't know how long. Have y'all? Okay. Here's what things might lose some of y'all, right? But I got to keep it all the way real. Vergil, you are not innocent in this, bro. You are 22-0. You are a grown man. If you wanted this fight, you would have made it clear. Instead, we see silence. We see missed weights in the past. We see health scares. And now we see a convenient legal battle that forces you to avoid Jerron Boots Ennis. The entire team, in my opinion, is playing games. Okay, they're using the court system to run out the clock. This way, we as the fans blame the politics so they don't have to hear the reality. Oscar filed the motion to protect his asset. The judge granted the TRO yesterday to stop the bleeding, and Vergil and his team get to sit back and say, oh, well, the judge said we can't fight. Child, if that ain't a perfect damn crime, listen, I don't know. The fight for now is dead, and I said this previously before. Jerron Boots Ennis needs to fight for the first quarter of 2026. Who is that fight going to be? I saw some reports saying Rashidi Ellis. I suggested Charles Conwell. I don't know. But while Vergil and them is over here playing in this legal paperwork, they're leaving Jerron Boots Ennis without an op for the first half. So I don't know what the hell is going on around here. But I'll tell you what, it's a whole bunch of janky shit that I'm just not pleased with, okay? Well, so here's the thing, right? When you say clout, what does that really mean? So they're clout chasing, right? So that's like one of my biggest issues. Do you want to fight the best, or do you just want to look like you're fighting the best? Because if you're fighting somebody because they have a big name, but you know somebody who probably doesn't have big of a name, probably give you better competition. I get it. Like, you want to pad your resume with a whole bunch of names that really just aren't it, right? But when it's all said and done, what do you want to be remembered for? I guess it's just all about what you value in the sport. Because to me, I value competition, right? Like, I don't care about your trinkets if I can't pronounce none of the names on your resume. Right. And just call me crazy. I grew up where, you know, Oscar's resume was lit. Mayweather resume was lit. Hagler resume. All of these guys fought each other. The amount of tape that's being placed around some of these fights are ridiculous. Everybody, in my opinion, is worrying about protecting a perfect record, but that tells me that you're not really worried about fighting the best competition. You're just worried about making it look like you are. I mean, if that's what y'all comfortable with, then that's cool. But me personally, I just look for different things. You know, I look for real competition. And I don't remember the last time any of them niggas was in a 50-50 fight where the odds were against them. You know, but if y'all can, let me know. I'm definitely interested in figuring out. Because I just can't remember one. So if y'all can refresh my memory, that would be a lovely, honey. Definitely lovely. Also, I've almost forgot about this. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Ryan lately, but he also spoke about rematching Devin Haney.
I should have knocked him out in that 11th, man. I was playing around too much. Yeah. And I was like, ha ha. Like, bro. But next time, that next time, buddy, you won't have a next time. I'm finishing you. You will never box again if we fight again, and you know that. And I have vowed to that. If we fight again, you will never box again. I promise you that.
See what I'm saying? Like, it's just a little erratic for me, man. Erratic. I don't want to say erotic, but he's a little erratic for me sometimes. I don't know. I just don't know, y'all. I don't know what to say about this young man. He needs to get himself together, get his ass in the damn gym and figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really get it. But we're going to see. Well, he is. He is. When I say golden goose, I mean the last one they have left, Aaron. He's the last one that they have left as far as like notable big names. Zepeda got knocked off. Ryan keep getting knocked off. But again, he has a really big fan base. So he's going to continue to get opportunities as we see. This is his second headline main event in a row off of a loss. Where they do that at. But it speaks to, obviously his fan base. And like I said, the sanctioned bodies want their fees. They want their money. He brings money into the sport. Let's call it what it is. You know what I'm saying? And when you bring money into the sport, obviously sometimes the rules don't always apply to you in certain situations, rather. But Ryan Garcia definitely needs to clean it up a little bit, man. He needs to clean it up. He missed weight again, starting off on a bad run, but this is not helping him. He doesn't have the best gas tank any damn way. And we all know that he's pretty much a front runner. If things are not going Ryan's way in a fight, Ryan will quit. You know what I'm saying? Or he'll just, can't wait for the fight to be over if he's not winning or if he's not looking, if things are not going exactly how he wants them to go in a particular fight, who the hell knows? You know what I'm saying? We know that all he has is a left hook. He spams that left. All Barrios has to do is stay away from it. You know what I'm saying? And let's just see if he's skilled enough to do that. I know some of y'all have issue with Barrios, but he done held that belt for how long? So, I mean, if he trash, think of the niggas trying to take it from him. What are they? I don't know. But I'm telling you. I don't know, DJ. You know what? I'm gonna drop the link because I don't know about that. I don't know about that. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because to me it was just a little different. The issue with Canelo. If you're talking about the Canelo situation when he sued Golden Boy, I got that lawsuit too. I told y'all know mothers sit around and read lawsuits. Yes, I do. But that particular situation was different to me only because Canelo, he sued Oscar because he said Oscar was stealing from him. I don't think that had anything to do with in a fight. You're right. I think it was a fight. I think it was the Mayweather fight, wasn't it? He didn't want Canelo to fight the Mayweather fight. Or one of them fights, I think he didn't. He really didn't want Canelo to fight, but it seems to be a pattern with Golden Boy. Certain fights they don't want their fighters to take, and they'll go to extreme measures to almost make sure that they don't take them. You know what I'm saying? But that to me does not speak to greatness. And I've voiced this before, how disappointed I am in Oscar, because as a fighter, he should know these guys, they just want to fight. But I guess he's been a business owner so long that he's calculating risk versus reward, not really necessarily giving people the biggest and the best fights. So that to me, and they all do it. It's no one is above the other. They all do it in certain ways. And I understand that, especially if you put a lot of money into a particular fighter, you want to at least get half of that back before they take a loss, because in today's society now, all of a sudden, if you take a loss, you're a bum. I don't know when we started doing that, but I'm telling you, we have to get away from that. That is not beneficial to the sport at all. People take losses, bro. If you're stepping up really against another fighter who is supposed to be on your level, and you take a loss, then you just take a fucking loss. But some of these young men are so mentally fragile these days, they just can't seem to fathom having a loss on their record. And a lot of that has to do with the social media age that we're currently in. So I just wish they were a little tougher, had a little bit more grit, because a lot of them, they don't face real challenges because they're afraid of being clowned. Obviously, they're afraid of, getting knocked out or, losing. It'll be all over social media. So they're just not as mentally tough, in my opinion, as they once were. And they take too many calculated risks for me to consider them really wanting to fight the best. That's all. You know what I'm saying? I know some people would like to believe that of these fighters of today. I just don't. Not all of them. There's a couple, like I'll say a handful of them that, in my opinion, really truly do want to test themselves up against greatness. And it shows, you know what I'm saying? But then there are those who just want us to believe that they do. You know what I'm saying? And I just can't get jiggy with that shit. That's just what it is. Like I said, if Devin now all of a sudden thinks that he wants to go and play up at 154, and fine, I know a lot of y'all trinket people will say, oh, he only wants to fight Xander for the belts. Then don't tell me that he wants the biggest and the best fights, because that's just simply not true. You know what I'm saying? That's an easy fight for him, so he thinks. And that's why he's going up there. So it will appear that way. But what happens when all these boys do this weight jumping around? They go up here, they get all those belts. Are you going to stay up there and defend them? Or are you just going to drop them after you get them? Like, it's a lot for me. A lot goes into these situations that I really don't think that they pay attention to. They just basically wanting it to look on paper as if they've made some sort of achievements. And I guess on paper they are achievements, but people with eyes that can see, I don't see it that way. You know, I see that you're looking at maybe the youngest who you think is the least seasoned at 154, that you can catch you another lick. Let's call it what it is. Because if you were really, truly trying to test yourself, you would have taken the offer from Jerron Boots Ennis. You'd be trying to fight Fedor. You'd be trying to fight one of the other champions at 154. But no, you take the easiest route like you always do and try to fight the one that you think you have the best chance of beating. That's not chasing greatness to me. I understand some of y'all are fooled by that. I am not. So that's all I had on Devin LaPunk ass. And Ryan too. You know, I don't know what's going on with this Vergil shit. I'm going to continue to watch it. This TRO threw me through a loop today. I was like, what in the hell am I reading? So we're going to see. I don't know what in God's name, Vergil, I guess he tried to enter into a third-party agreement, supposedly, to get the Ennis fight, which would have been a breach of contract that he has with Golden Boy. So that's why Golden Boy was able to get the TRO. But what other entity would you be trying to enter into a contract with for the Boots fight? Originally, you know, he tried to get out of his contract entirely with Golden Boy because a part of their deal with Golden Boy is that they have to maintain a platform for them to fight on. And as we know, that DAZN parted ways with Golden Boy December 31st. Now, here's where things get tricky and they try to mind screw us, right? Because wasn't one of the reasons that DAZN decided to cut ties with Golden Boy is because they did not make the Ennis and Ortiz fight? Because they brought to them a fight with Earl Spence Jr. and DAZN said, we will not pay for that fight. We are going to pay for the Jerron Boots Ennis and Vergil Ortiz fight. Isn't that one of the reasons that Oscar ultimately lost his deal with DAZN? So now how is it all of a sudden that you are going out of your way to try and make this fight? When neither one of y'all seemed to want it in the beginning. Wasn't Rick Merigian the one saying, show me the money? If it's less than segment figures, we can't even talk. Wasn't that him? Wasn't Oscar the one saying that, oh, Boots is probably going to be scared of Vergil. I told him not to come down here. But yet he came. He stood in that ring. Y'all had that little back and forth. Yeah, you know, this is the fight to make. I want to fight Jerron Boots Ennis. And then as soon as you walk your ass out that ring and in the back, you say, wouldn't it be cool if I fought Earl Spence Jr.? You sat down on the Jamel Heron podcast saying you can fight whoever you want to because you earned that right. Don't sound like to me a nigga that's trying to fight Jerron Boots Ennis. So I just listen man. I listen to what these niggas say, what they don't say, and how they move. You know, you got to pay attention to all of that. You know, I thought so, Jamie. Thank you, baby. I thought so. Uh-huh. I don't know why he picked him. He picked him because he think he could beat him, DJ. I mean, obviously. You ain't see he ain't calling nobody else out. You know? He gonna use the belts as a cover. Come on, man. We know the name of this game. We don't see him play it too many times. But I'm not for 1 second fooled. At all. I'm not fooled by nothing none of them got going on. And Ryan can keep on sleeping on Barrios all he wants to. Maybe he does beat Barrios. Who knows? But I wouldn't sleep on him. I mean, if you don't catch him with that left hook, what else are you going to do? He's not as technically sound as a lot of some of these other guys. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to see how this fight next week plays out. We're also going to see, like I said, Frank is on that card with Albright. Richardson Hitchin is fighting Oscar Duarte. Like, where are the unifications at 140, bro? I mean, where are they? You know, now we're talking about a catch weight at 144 for Shakur and Ryan. Where are the unifications at 140? You done took the ring belt, all Tio's belts. So now show me your real dog and try to unify with the rest of the champions in that division. None of these boys want to make their mark. They just want to hopscotch around, take big fights, try to make the biggest name for themselves without actually doing the work. That's what I see. But I don't know. I've ranted for long enough. I think that pretty much that's it. I mean, like I said, tomorrow they have the FA Jogba card on Zuffa if you guys want to watch that. But next week there'll be the bigger cards, I guess, the more notable cards. The local card, like I said, if you guys are in Maryland, go down, watch Scooter Davis. Now that's definitely a young man who has a throwback fighter mentality. So you know him, the Abdullahs of the world, those young men. I can't wait to see what they grow and develop into once we get some of this other stuff out of the way. You know, these gentlemen not being afraid to take a loss. If you're fighting tough competitions, you are going to take a loss. What's up, Writers Block, baby? Y'all make sure y'all smash the like button as y'all come in. I'm not going up out of here. Nobody want to talk to mother. I'm gone. Yeah, but y'all have a great afternoon, guys. Y'all make sure y'all take the ones you love out if you can. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening. I just wanted to come here and tell y'all about this foolishness that I seen Devin Haney doing. But you know what? If he goes up there and he fights Xander, Xander accepts the fight, then whatever. You know, I don't put no grown man in no damn witness protection program. They fight, they fight. I just want to make it known that I see the moves that are being made. Very strategic, very, very strategic, while all the while trying to paint this picture that he wants the biggest and the best fights. It's just simply not true. Okay? The biggest, the best, the easiest. Emphasis on the easiest. But y'all have a wonderful afternoon, baby. And until next time, y'all know what to do, baby. Catch mother on a panel. I am